housing situations before you go. Does everyone know where they're staying? Dorms, host family. Yeah, you're gonna find your own apartment. Make sure you know exactly what kind of a housing situation you have first off, and make sure that you can secure that housing option before you actually get there. We have a couple students that didn't really plan ahead as much, and were staying in a hostel for a little while. So try not to do that. So it could save you some money to just get it all in order ahead of time. We don't want you living in one of these Japanese hotels. For students doing an intensive language program, keep in mind that the housing options are usually different during the ILP as opposed to the regular program. For most ILPs, they require a homestay, whereas when your program actually starts, then you'll be open to either your own housing option or on-campus housing. And students participating in homestays, we want to make sure that you guys are not only respecting the rules of the house, but you guys are being respectful. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, before departure. So all students, you don't want to be purchasing your airfare until your program dates have been posted on your pre-departure checklist or on your participants page. The reason for this is because the on-site orientation is mandatory. If you guys miss the on-site orientation, then you're not going to participate in the program, and you still have to pay the fee. So make sure that when you are booking your airfare, that you do it after your dates have been posted. For some of the programs out there, group flight is an option. So that's kind of one of the reasons why we get you guys all here as well. That way, if you guys wanted to travel together, you guys can arrange that on your own. However, EAP does do some group flights for programs. If your program is one of those, they'll let you know. Changeable tickets, it's an option for you guys if you wanted. When you guys are booking your airfare, I want you guys to make sure that you give yourself enough lead time to get to the location of your on-site orientation. Keep in mind that flights get delayed, they get canceled, time changes. Keep all that in mind. Give yourself at least a day or two of a buffer there. And we recommend that you purchase traveler's insurance. The UC has its own traveler's insurance that is available on your pre-departure checklist as well. And keep in mind that when you do purchase your round-trip airfare, that's going to first be a personal expense. However, for students with financial aid, that money will then be reimbursed to you once the financial aid is released. And for my students, I've given you guys all the airfare deposit program slips. Yeah. If you guys don't have that, you can come by our office. It's a pretty cool little setup. What it is you only pay $300 to reserve your spot on the plane, and then once your financial aid kicks in, you pay the full amount of that ticket. Did you have a question? Mm-hmm. It'll be different for each country, and then for Italy, it might be different on exactly where you're studying in Italy. Also, so it'll all be listed in your pre-departure checklist. So. Lastly, on the pre-departure checklist, it's going to list all safety and security information for you guys on there in your program guide. We want you guys to learn as much about the local area as you can ahead of time. Everything from local news that's going on, current events, and just research your university. What's going on in that local university as well. We don't want you guys getting there and be completely out of the loop. So I use Google News all the time. I love it. You guys can edit Google News, and if you're going to a certain country, put in that country, or even a certain university that you're going to be studying at. This is going to be a helpful website for you guys also. The State Department, what they'll do is if there are any recent updates within that are a concern to civilians on the ground, they will update you via email. This is where you would also register at the local embassy or consulate as well. Keep in mind that programs that the State Department issues a travel warning on, EAP will not participate in that program. Right now, you guys are all good. However, if something does happen and the State Department issues a travel warning on it, that's the end of your program. You're going to come back home. Okay. And that's all I have.